Good afternoon. I'm here in front of you to discuss all about number property. And we are talking about property because in mathematics, property is any characteristic in a given set. And now there are four main number property. First is the commutative property. Commutative property gets its name from a word commute, meaning to move around. And commutative property states that the number on which we perform the operation and it can be moved or swapped from their position without making any difference answer. For example is A plus B equals to B plus A. Or let's simplify as 2 plus 4 equals to 4 plus 2. And the answer is 6. As you can see, even there is a swap happen, the answer is still the same. And that is the example for addition. And now, let's proceed for the multiplication, which is A times B equals to B times A. As you can see, there is similarities, and let's simplify as 3 times 2 equals to 2 times 3 equals to 6. And there is still the same answer. Hints that property holds true only addition and multiplication, but not for division and subtraction. And now that is for the commutative property, and now I'm going to go for the second one, which is the associative property. Associative property gets its name from our word associate, means all. And associative property state that when there are three or more numbers added or the multiplied, the sum or the product is the same regardless of the groupings of the addends or the multiplicants. For example is A plus B plus C, opening close parenthesis, equals to A plus B, opening close parenthesis, plus C. Let's simplify as 4 plus 2 plus 3, or 4 plus 2, open close parenthesis, plus 3. And now, example for the multiplication, which is A times B times C equals to A times B times C. Or let's simplify also as 4 times 3 times 6, or 4 times 3, open close parenthesis, plus times 6. Associative property, when you add in any combination, the answer is also the same, and also for the multiplication. And now I'm going to proceed for the third one, which is identity property. Now, identity property has two types, which is, first one is the identity property. The first type is the additive property. Additive property is a number which on added to any number and gives the sum as the number itself. For example is 5 plus 0 equals 5. And for the hints that additive property is 0, as adding 0 to any number and gives the sum as the number itself. Take note that additive property is also called a zero property of addition. And now, the second type of identity property is the multiplicative property. The multiplicative property. Multiplicative property is a number which you multiplied by any number and gives the product as the number itself. For example is 4 times 1 equals 4. Hints that multiplicative property is 1. By multiplying to any number by 1 and gives the product as the number itself. And that is for the third one, and I'm going to proceed to the last one, which is the distributive property. The distributive property. The distributive property helps us to simplify the multiplication of the numbers by the sum and difference. As the name suggests, it distributes an expression. For example is A times B plus C. That is for addition, and now for the subtraction is A times B minus C. Using distributive property, we can expand an expression as A times B plus C equals to A times B, then put plus and A times C. A times C. As you can see, using the distributive property, we can expand an expression as A times B plus A times C. And now I will give an example. 2 times 5 plus 3 and equals to 2 times 5 plus 2 times 3 equals to 7 plus 5 and equals to 12. And now for the subtraction, I will give also an example, which is 3 times 3 minus 2 equals to 3 times 3 minus 3 times 2 equals to 9 minus 6 is equals to 3. And now this is the example of distributive property, the difference and the sum. And that's all for today. Thank you.